Hello and welcome to the Q&A sessions brought to you by OctaFX, the best forex trading broker Asia 2021 with over 10 years experience. My name is Nicolette Mashile. I'm also known as the Financial Bunny, and today I get the pleasure of sitting down with Mpho Popps, who is an award-winning comedian, actor, businessman, and of course a dad, a very proud one at that. Now Mpho's biggest thing is to make sure that he spreads laughter, joy across the globe, and let me tell you, he's really good at that. Today we get to sit with him to have a conversation about our first financial decisions. This is your first car, this is your first property, your first investment, and of course your first trade. And later on we get to test Mpho's financial terminology when we play a quick game with him. So let's welcome Mpho Popps. Mpho, it's so fantastic having you today, and I think I really want to get into just the experience and the knowledge bank of buying your first car, for instance. How was that for you?
Oh, buying my first car. My first car was a Toyota Tazz.
Okay.
The TT, as I used to call it.
Yeah.
And that purchase was actually a cash purchase.
Oh, fantastic.
Right? I saved up for it. You know, I think there's a category of car that you get, which is like your first car. We call it starter pack.
Yes, yes.
Starter pack, you shouldn't aim for the, because you're still going to make mistakes. You're still
bump
learning how to
it,
drive.
yes.
Get something that you can afford, that you can save for, right?
Yeah.
And it was 31,000 Rand. It was my first car.
Yeah.
So I went, caught a taxi, went to go look at the car. Immediately, I loved the car. I went straight to the bank and I put that together and I jumped into, but it was summer, right?
Yeah.
But I was so weird about having so much cash on me. Right? So I wore a bomber jacket and I put the money in an envelope and I was like this. People are in shorts and flip-flops. I'm in a bomber jacket walking in town with 31,000 Rand in cash. And I got to the guy and I gave him the thing, and I remember one of the proudest moments, I owned it.
Yes, it was yours.
Mine, right?
Absolutely. But talk to me about, how do you manage in your finances? I mean, how old were you then?
Oh, I was 22.
How does that happen? How do you come about it? Are you financially savvy at that point, or are you finding yourself with an imbalance? Maybe you've got more income versus your obligations.
There's a few philosophies. There's one from Jay-Z: if you can't afford to buy it twice, if you can't afford to buy it twice, you can't afford it. Yes. So I always had this thing about like saving up until you can afford something.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think for me, that's the most important thing, because once I had my car, I wasn't out of pocket for anything. Yeah.
Yes. But it's the same as when you're buying a house.
Yes.
And often what I'm finding, when people are buying their first house, as long as it's just approved, the bank just approves it, they just take it. Then they realize later, not the best buy.
And now
what was your experience? And now you're committed.
My experience was, so I bought my first house because I was becoming a dad.
Okay.
I used to live...
Circumstance.
I used to live like a superhero.
Yeah.
You know, I lived in a penthouse in
Newtown.
Look
at you. Overseeing Johan Maboneng.
You know your house is high when you don't have curtains. My man, like, walking around only.
Chesa. and then you became a dad.
And then, the news came in, hey.
By the way.
Yeah. So now, obviously, there is a responsibility of being a dad. You can't live in the sky. You must live on the ground. You need grass.
Yeah.
You need a yard and all those things. And I finally found a property that had all my needs, but it was far
from your budget.
No,
far from
civilization. It was in Reims.
Oh goodness, but the whole PSL is there. You would have been at home.
I'm there. I ended up buying it.
You're at home.
So to your point, right?
Yeah.
Again, it became one of those. I bought it because I could afford it.
Yeah.
It was what I could afford, but it was a little far out.
Yeah.
But the house itself
is amazing.
It's amazing,
And tell me, so you financing the house?
So again, not the bank's favorite person. Instead of doing 20 years, I did 10.
But it's based with the house.
Right?
That is the best one you can do.
So I took a 10-year bond, and I think within 5 or 6 years...
That is so brave, a 10-year bond.
Yeah, and in 5 or 6 years, I clapped it.
That is amazing.
I completed it. And then that's when I also found out things like you can keep your bond open.
So that you can use the equity on the house, yeah.
I didn't know. It's only when I got that phone call. So, are you closing the bond?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, well, I'm finished.
I'm done.
I'm
Settle
done.
this thing.
I'm
Close
done.
it, close it, close it.
And then I call my accountant. They say I must close this
He's
thing.
like,
He's like, hey!
If you ever gonna
Relax.
need free money or cheaper money, that's the one, yeah.
Yeah.
But my problem is now, South Africans then go and get that money, the equity money, and go finance something else. The house gets attached. They default on that. Now homes are being fetched.
You see.
Why bona? It's a discipline thing.
And I've also taken my vehicle installment that I used to pay and my bond installment that I used to pay.
Yeah.
And I still pay it.
You see
So
that. So you've
I
got
don't,
access.
Yeah, I don't want to condition myself. I no longer have that
those
payment.
things, yes.
So I'll pay it in a different account, but it's something I still did.
That's so smart. Let's talk about your first investment.
Yes. So that's
How did you decide on that?
So funny enough, that my first investment is in property.
Oh,
right?
nice, yeah.
Because I remember, things were going well,
Yeah.
and like I said, I'm a car fanatic, and I remember the opportunity came. I wanted to buy an AMG, a Verpa, C63, one of 63.
Luxury.
And my mom literally said to me, I would judge you if you drove around in a car like that. Why don't you take your money and put it to good use?
Okay. Mom?
Yes.
I like that.
I was like, mom's a hater. She's clearly never. I was even trying to come test drive it with me. She's like, it doesn't matter. I'll probably like the thing and I'll say it's nice. Yeah. But where's it going to take you? And when she said that, it hit me. So I got on the phone with my good old friend, Mr. Titimba again. I said, hey man, I've got some surplus cash laying around. Yeah. What can I do? And he's like, well, the student accommodation business is doing well.
Nice.
So I got some apartments in. Look at me pointing like people know where we are. I got some apartments in Melville. And that's where I started my.
So rental property, your first investment.
Yeah, that's what.
Is there a reason? I mean, was it the easiest one to get into? Or?
So it was easiest one to get into, and it's sort of known that your property value should sort of double every 7 or 8 years or whatever, but it's safe.
Yes.
It's steady, it's safe. That was my first kind of, because I wanted to do something safe.
Yeah.
And then after that, I started doing the investing in myself.
Okay, nice.
Right. So I started looking at, okay, what do I like? What do I like doing? And I work in production, and we've always hired equipment and hired stuff. So my next purchase was buying camera equipment, setting up an editorial studio, setting up all of that stuff. Yeah.
So you sound to me like you're an income investor. You sound like somebody that puts money into something but still wants to derive an income every single month from it. So you're not necessarily a buy and hold, for instance, stock market type of investing in funds and all of that stuff. Would you say there's a specific reason why?
I think it has to do with being in control.
Yeah.
You see, with that type of investing, you're always in.
Goodness, my mind just went, yes! Because I'm an income investor. And I want to tell people, I want assets I can control.
Yes.
I don't want to be told the market is fluctuating. We don't really know what's happening with the...
My first financial planner put me on this, the investment where they give us, I think I was paying in $5 or $6 grand a month.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, we're going to take your money and then we're going to
Yes, they're going to move it around.
Move it around, what, and you'll get it after 6 years.
Yeah, yeah.
And after 6 years, I really wasn't impressed with...
Because how do you control these big companies? You don't even know. You're a shareholder,
I've always said to myself, I'll get to a point where maybe one day I'll go, you know what, here's R1 million.
Yeah, just put it there.
Let me trade and do things here, and then we'll see how far it gets. But for now, I like to control where I'm putting my money, and I want to see, okay, I've bought this, I've invested in this, how much am I getting back?
Yeah. And before we take a break, Mpho, I just want to quickly speak about your first trade. If you have ever traded, let's talk about maybe your Forex trading. Have you ever gone into that space or into that market? Do you know enough to go into it?
I'm going to be very honest.
Yeah.
I've never traded.
Have you ever traveled overseas?
Yes, I have.
Then you've traded. Because technically, you've had to exchange your money. That was trading because you was buying currency, remember?
Yeah, because I had to come back and then sell the currency.
There you go. That is trading. It's just that you were not doing it for a profit. You were doing it to get through, right? Money that you've been paid. But essentially, for instance, if you were paid in dollars and you came back to South Africa to change it, you were going to get a little bit more in South African rands than what you would have had in dollars. So you're buying the South African rand.
And all the gigs that I did overseas, I would keep my dollars and I would watch the markets.
And you'd watch how...
Yes. And then once it hit the all-time, then I'd trade my dollars.
There you go.
I've been a trader this whole time.
You have been a trader, Mpho.
Where have you been my whole life? This is why we need financial bunnies.
We're going to take a quick moment. When we come back, we play Save or Spend with Mpho. Do stay with us. It's so silly. The OctaFX trading app is a smart trading service combining everything a trader needs in an easy-to-use app. And enjoy. By the way, use my promo code Nicolette and double your deposit for more profitable trading. Welcome back. As I said, we're going to be playing Save or Spend with Mpho, award-winning comedian and a businessman. Mpho, are you ready? All right, the game is very easy. It's almost similar to a financial 30 seconds. Okay. We've got our timer, which is 30 seconds, and we've got our cards. And today's cards are going to be general topics and, of course, sikolo, the debt. You know, South Africans know debt, right? All right, are you ready?
Let's go.
I'm going to start. I'm going to describe, and you're going to identify.
All right.
All right, so you can turn the timer.
3, 2, 1, let's go.
All right. What is another word, or what does your home loan become when you now have to pay for it?
Bond.
Okay, what is another name for car loan?
VAF, Vehicle Asset Finance.
Yes. What is that saying that our parents love to say? You know, when they talk about debt.
Debt is life.
Yes. Okay. What is the topic of these cards?
Finance.
No,
debt,
these cards. These ones.
Financial freedom. No.
These cards, dead. It says they're dead.
I said dead. Yes.
Oh, thank goodness.
That's it. Okay. So that was 4.
That was good. Okay, we're going to go to general.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, let's go.
3, 2, 1. Abash.
Sharp. Okay, so she used to work at ABSA at some...
Maria
Yes.
Ramos. Yes.
Okay. Bitcoin is what? It's called what?
Cryptocurrency.
Yes. Okay. When you do online banking, what is it called? You've done a what? So you give me money via online banking. It's called a
transaction.
No. It's that 3-letter acronym.
Hey!
Okay.
EFT.
Are you ready? You're gonna explain now.
Okay, here we go. And 3, 2, 1, let's go. Digital bank that started before Discovery. I've got a lot of.
Time bank.
Yes. Former governor who signed the checks, can't cook on Twitter. There we go. 25% that you keep for you. It's a famous song by an artist who unfortunately had a stroke recently.
By Lira.
Yes.
Lotto. Imali.
Yes. Anytime. Bam.
Excellent.
Bang.
Okay, let's do dates.
Let's do debt.
Okay.
As my friend Thibaut Touch would say, debt. Let's go. Who do you get in trouble with, or who do you have to consult in order to find out if you qualify for something?
Credit bureau.
Yes.
Okay.
If you can no longer qualify for anything, they put you on a list that's not white.
Oh, blacklist.
Yes. So money that you can take.
Yes.
And it keeps like
a revolving loan.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
No.
Gary.
What is this?
Gary. 4 and 3.
Well done. Okay, no, we're doing well. These ones are a little challenging.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go with. Are you ready?
3, 2, 1,
go. Okay, what does OctaFX do?
Forex trading.
Thank you. Okay, when you don't pay, you go into what? There's a thing called you didn't
depression.
Pay. Default.
That's what I was trying to say.
But that was really good, Mpho. Thank you so much for coming through. It was absolutely
fantastic
talking to you. Thank you so much. And that's it, folks. Thank you very much for watching the Q&A sessions brought to you by FX, and we're hoping that there's something that you have learned today on this episode. Now, if you are a beginner and you're looking to get into Forex trading, FX has a free video beginners course on their website where you will learn all things Forex trading. You will learn about the Forex market, but of course also how to make a profit from it, right? You will also get into learning about some Forex terminology. Now, for more information and to sign up for FX, go to www.octafx.com. My name is Nicolette Mashile, and I will see you guys on the next one. For a 100% bonus that doubles your deposit for more profitable trade, use promo code Nicolette.